Morning everyone, thanks for joining us. Welcome to our webinar on quick user assignment for Crowcon Connect. I'm Ed, the Digital Product Manager at Crowcon. I'm joined by Neil, Webster, our Global Sales Director.
Good morning everybody, or good afternoon and maybe good evening for some people.
Bear with me while I get the screens right. That should be better. Just going to wait 1 minute to allow people to join and then we'll get started. Okay, good morning everyone. Thanks for joining us wherever you are and at whatever time it is. So I appreciate that some of you are late, some of you in midday, and some of you quite early morning. So wherever you are, thank you very much for joining. Let's get started. So it appears my webcam isn't working properly, so I'm going to turn that off, I'm afraid. Welcome to our webinar on Crowcon Connect quick user assignment. I'm Ed, the Digital Portables Product Manager here at Crowcon, and I'm joined by Neil Webster, the Global Sales Director.
Hi everybody.
So a quick bit of background about myself, and then I'll let Neil introduce himself. Like I said, I'm Ed, the Digital and Portables Product Manager here at Crowcon. Been here now for coming to 2 years and really accelerating the growth of our digital journey as well as where our portables are heading. Neil, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I shall try my webcam. Hi everybody, I'm Neil Webster, Global Sales Director. I think we've got a webcam issue, Ed, so I'll flip that back off. But what you've been able to see is that I look nothing like that picture after 2 years of lockdown. But yeah, so I've been with Crowcon now for 4 years. We've gone through a real journey, so it's really exciting to be bringing some of these digital products really to life now. So pretty excited about the next half hour sharing our latest innovation.
Excellent, thanks Neil. So here at Crowcon, with Crowcon Connect, we have a vision where lives are protected with a gas safety solution that ensures accurate insights on every individual's gas exposure. And what that really means is that at the minute, individual exposure is limited to effectively a device. And ultimately, if you extract that device information, that's still going to be the device's exposure rather than an individual's. And what we're looking to do with Crowcon Connect is make that much easier to get and link it to every individual's exposure, regardless of how many devices they use, whether that's part of a pool fleet and changes daily, or if it's their own personal gas detector that they use day in, day out. Today, we're looking much more at the pool fleet scenario, where we really do think you can get accurate insights on every individual's gas exposure. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, I'm going to start with a brief overview of Crowcon Connect and our solution. So it's ultimately a convenient, automated, flexible and secure data transfer method between a device and ultimately a cloud portal. And that can be via 2 different ways of charger. So the device information goes up when the device is charging, so it fits in with normal charging patterns. The wired scenario is through connecting the charge to a PC and using dedicated PC app software for Crowcon Connect, which extracts the data from the device and up into the portal. Nearly, you can go for the wireless kind of Bluetooth charger, so you still charge the device. You can use a mobile device such as a mobile phone to connect to that charger, and again extract that device information and put it into the cloud portal. And once it's up in the cloud, you get total visibility across the entire fleet. So you get any alarms, whether that's alarm 1, alarm 2, any bump and calibrations that are being performed per device, any user exposure, again, regardless of what device they use, any maintenance that's during the device or any faults, and usage patterns. So again, how many devices are in use? Are they being turned on, or are they just being turned off as soon as they leave a depot, for example? And I just want to clarify our product range if people aren't familiar and where this kind of fits in with it. So Crowcon Connect fits with anything from our standard single gas man detector all the way through to our Gas Pro and Gas Pro TK multi-gas detectors. So like I said, if you're not familiar with our product lineup, Gasman is our single gas detector, available as rechargeable or 2-year rough battery life, with a huge array of sensor options. So you've got your standard 4 as well as some others that you might not necessarily use day in, day out, like HCN, for example. So you really do have a large sensor option there. Then you go to our T4, which is our confined space standard 4 gas detector. So you have your oxygen, your CO, your H2S, and your flam sensor in one device, and it's super durable and easy to use. Then you go up to your T3, which multi-gas options and sensor options with a top-mounted display, which is great for confined spaces. And then you've got your Gas Pro, which is 5 gas options with a pump as optional, and that's built into the unit. And again, got a lot of sensor options on that. You've got your Gas Pro TK, which is a dedicated tank monitoring and safety device. So you have all the benefits of standard Gas Pro, as well as a dual range infrared sensor measuring percent volume and LEL, specifically for those kind of tank inerting environments and pre-entry check. But you can also use it as a safety monitor as well in its own right. And obviously, going forward, any device that Crowcon develop will integrate with this Crowcon Connect system as well. So ultimately, Crowcon Connect is fast, secure, and automated, either wired or wireless, at the point of charge to match existing processes. There's fleet-wide data in one place in the portal, avoiding timely asset management and complex compliance, which effectively kills efficiency, and it's pretty costly. And we know of a use case where we've halved that compliance demonstration. And you get powerful insights relevant to you and your business, ensuring that you get the data you need to drive your improvements. So before I share a quick overview, please note that this is going to be available as an API, own cloud and on-prem solution as well in its own right. And if you do need kind of own cloud or on-prem solutions, they will be bespoke. So nothing will be kind of off the shelf as it were. We will be really tailoring that solution to your needs. So if that is required, please reach out so we can get the ball rolling on that. So I just want to give a quick overview before we go in depth, when Neil's going to take you through that quick user assignment piece, just to show you what Crowcon Connect offers in the dashboard itself. So here's the dashboard, and everything in here is customizable. And then you can use the left-hand pane to go through to individual reports. You've got your device calibration, device assignment. So looking at what devices are assigned to what users in real time. Fleet insights at a glance. This looks at your holistic fleet, so total devices, what devices have been synced to the portal, what devices have been added but not have any data against them at the minute, what devices have been switched on, which device has been not switched on or left off, and what devices have had alarms. And this is just another way of slicing and dicing information, because you might have loads of alarm events, but it turns out you might only have a few different devices in alarm. And then moving into safety and compliance, you've got an alarm report here of all your alarms, all detectors with all faults near miss. So this is looking at a percent of that alarm limit 1 threshold and how close you were to that, utilization, and so forth. You can see all your operators in one place as well, and again all your devices, and you can go into more information. Especially helpful if you're not familiar with our devices, it will give you an image and what configuration and gases are on each device. So that gives you a quick overview. Obviously there's always more to show, but as a top level demonstration, I think that gives you a good insight of what Connect offers. So I'm going to hand over to Neil, who's going to illustrate the current scenario today and how we can help.
Thanks, Ed. Yeah, so as Ed alluded to, we're really talking today about people who are managing a pool of devices on a daily basis. So that could be assigning a device to a contractor for a period of work. It could be assigning devices on a weekly basis, or quite often on a daily basis, and sometimes several times throughout a day. So it often managed on paper or Excel at the best. So these are the kind of customers that really are suffering the daily grind of assigning devices and trying to keep track of who's got what at any one given time. As a kind of sort of circumstance that comes along with that is often many customers are telling us about devices getting lost, not knowing who had it at the time, so there's no way of following up, so there's no real traceability on who had what device at any time. And critically for us as a safety company is one thing that is certainly not being done, because it's not been possible up until now, is getting that cumulative exposure over time, which by using Connect and this user assignment product that we're going to show you allows you to get it down to the individual user and track them over the period of time that they're working with you, whether they've had low-level exposure or several instances. But it's a really great set of data that we're going to be able to deliver to the customer base. Next slide, please, Ed. So what comes along with that is cost. You know, there's always an increased cost for anybody that's managing a fleet, usually because they've got that churn of devices that are getting misplaced or broken, but also often having to buy extra devices to give themselves the capacity to deal with the ebbs and flow and not having true insight into what devices they've got available at any one time. Obviously, if you've got a line of people outside your factory and you're issuing them devices on a daily basis, there's time involved, and both in terms of when you book the device out and when you book it back in and the recording and managing of that. So that again brings a cost to the business. And of course, what happens often as well is people will get to site and realize that the gas detector isn't in a fit state for them to enter that actual hazardous area. So back to base, get a new device, etc. So there's quite a lot of operational efficiency that can be brought to bear from this data solution. And then every business that has hazardous areas has to have compliance, and there's a cost involved in delivering that compliance to ensure that it's effective and accurate. And again, we're going to demonstrate to you now how our software package can make that a much easier and a much more accurate process for any company. Next slide, please, Ed. So when we look at the benefits of quick user assign, which we're going to show you a video of very shortly, there's some key elements that we're pulling out. So firstly is asset management. So allowing you to manage your fleet of devices on a daily basis, whether that's around planning the calibration that's due, looking for faults so you can schedule maintenance effectively and not doing it reactively. And probably most important from this feature is the quick and accurate deployment of the fleet to the individual, and ensuring that you always track the data by the actual user itself. When it comes to compliance, as Ed showed you there, the portal itself has, you know, very customizable reporting that allow you to really deliver the reporting that you need to report back to base. And of course, as it's cloud-based, the data integrity is critical to us, and we've ensured that that can be assured for all our customer base. And what it also brings with you is a very robust audit trail. So when you want to look back over history and track things and look at incidents, you've got a great reference point with all the detail you need in one simple place. And as I said before, as a safety company, the most important thing to us is about increasing people's safety. And the fact that now through Quick User Assign and Connect, you can get individual gas data for your employees over time, we think is a real upside for the industry. Also, because of the way that the data is uploaded, you'll never miss a near miss again. And we all know in this industry that relying on people to report near misses is ad hoc at best. So by using this technology, you'll ensure that you're always tracking when your people have got close to having an incident. And again, as we said, that tracking exposure over time, we think that'll become a growing need in industry to really monitor people that may never have had an incident or an alarm, but they've been continually exposed to hazardous gases and toxics. So all in all, we think this product's a real step forward for the industry. Also, we should also mention that it's backward compatible. So any devices that are in those ranges that Ed described that are already out there can be plugged in to Connect and be used in this user assigned way. So with no further ado, Ed, perhaps we can go on to the video that outlines it in a little bit more detail and demonstrates how the product works.
I've just been told there's no sound, so I'm going to try this and see if it works any better. If not, this video is online, and we'll share the link to that if this doesn't work. Alternatively, I'll do a voiceover if that doesn't work either.
Key innovation we're keen to show is quick user assignment, where a worker scans their ID badge and a device is assigned to them. They take the device and go about their day. And at the end of their shift, they replace the device in any suitable dock. Device data and any alarms are automatically uploaded into the portal, while unassigning the device for the next user. Any device for any user at any time. And if there's a mix of devices and the device assigned to that user isn't suitable for the job at hand, the user can scan their badge and take a different device, and the system will still acknowledge what device they have taken. This means that proving compliance and using data to improve safety is easier than ever with Crowcon Connect's quick user assignment feature. We believe in a world where thousands of lives are protected with a gas safety sites on every individual's gas exposure, so every worker can go home safe to their families every day.
Thanks, Ed.
Key innovation.
So as Ed said there, it's very simple. So by using the RFID tags that are already on site, the user simply have to come in, scan their badge, take the device that's identifying itself. So the healthiest device will flash and say, I'm the one that you need. Take the device, no more work required by anybody assigning and linking the individual to that device. And then at the end of the shift, it's as simple as coming back into the hut and putting the device back into a charger and leaving. And at that point, the individual user has no other obligation whatsoever, and they can be rest assured that all the data of everything that happened on that shift has been recorded, and that device will be unassigned so that somebody can immediately re-pick it back up and take it back out into the field as long as it's got the right amount of charge and the relevant gases to be detected. So a very simple solution that's taken an awful lot of manpower and effort to create, but we really looked at it from a use case point of view where we can add real value to businesses and, as I said before, increase the safety of people working in hazardous locations. And with that, I think that's the end of the presentation. Just time for some questions, I think, Ed.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to put questions in the question section, which you should have access to. We'll have some time now to go through them. Can't see any that are coming through. Here we are. Do you have more information about the RFID solution? Yes, so absolutely. So what we can do is, if people need specific more information on the RFID solution, we can reach out individually. Just email us at marketing@crowcon.com if you need more information. But effectively, very top level, you'd have a rack full of chargers, as you've seen in the video, linked to a computer. You'd have the RFID scanner also linked to the computer. You scan the badge, the device is assigned and is alerting the operator. They take the device and off they go. It's that simple. There's a question here about GDPR and PPI. So how do we deal with that? So ultimately, we only ever give access to obviously the database for people that are trained in our systems, and obviously the customer themselves. But everything is encrypted and complies to GDPR. Would you have anything else to add on that?
No, Ed, other than, of course, absolutely right, our cloud-based solution is encrypted and the data is kept safe, and obviously contractually we have obligations to meet GDPR, which we're very conscious of and can do. But then we do know that some customers are want an even higher level of protection against that, and that's where, again, Crowcon has a unique solution that we're prepared and happy to deliver an on-premise solution for customers where they don't engage with cloud-based platforms. So again, we can give an even higher level of security by doing an on-prem solution or by using APIs into other software packages.
Any more? So bear with me, guys. I'm just reading these questions that are coming through. Okay, so there's quite a few questions coming about the API. So effectively, the API would be able to integrate our database with effectively yours, and data that would be fed into our normal database would then be fed straight into your database. So there's some more technical questions behind that as well that I can't answer right now, but I'll definitely get technical answers out to that for more kind of technical questions that are being asked. Also, I've got your emails for the people that are asking these technical questions, and I'll reach out separately. So that's anything a alarm one is within. That's anything that's below an event, and that can be used as kind of signpost on 1, 20%, 80%. It's for the user to determine how close that near miss is that they want to identify. It's anything that's within a % of alarm 1. Questions okay. Get about. I said if there's technical privately, no more questions coming in. To end again.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Hopefully some insight for you, but please do reach out to us if you want any more information. We'd be happy to demonstrate further.
Very much privately this today and tomorrow for those technical questions. Thank you very much.